New chin-up bar installed this morning for more home gym versatility. Make it, man.
Okay, I already did 3 off camera. Well, hey folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, coming at you from the basement again, where we like to do everything in the house. So in this video, we're going to show you how we transformed an area of the basement into our pain cave. It's what all of the athletes are calling their home gyms. So, you know, with the stay-at-home orders and the quarantine and all of that, everyone's kind of had to sort of come up with a creative solution to how to meet their fitness needs without being able to go to the gym. In fact, our gym is closed indefinitely. We don't really have much of a budget right now in our county, and our rec center is county run, so we might not see it open for quite a while. So given that both Brian and I are very much fitness minded, you know, we both work in the health industry, I work in the wellness industry, so I'm always trying to coach other people how to stay healthy and fit. So we are, you know, troubleshooting that for ourselves. So let me show you a few things that we've done to kind of, you know, have a blend of cardio and strength training and some of the out of the box ideas that we've come up with to make that happen without getting a ton of equipment. So I'm going to start off by showing you, the bike accent wall area again, right? And this is where Brian wanted to set up his little fitness cardio area. We've got the television he set up here on a rack, and this is a place where you can sit and pedal. Not just bikes on the wall, but Brian himself got a bike trainer. So you can take your road bike and set it up on a bike trainer to do your cardio fitness. So the brand that he got is called Cyclops, and that is a well-known brand. It's been out for a long time. You know, normally you just take off your tire of your bike and hook it right up to the trainer here. So the thing that's different about this trainer is that the more recent models, they actually have a power meter in them, so it measures watts, the wattage that you are producing in your workout, and there's also Bluetooth now. Bluetooth capability helps so that you can connect to apps that you're using and put your data in, and it can track on the screen, you know, exactly what you're getting out of your workout. You're getting a certain amount of watts, you're getting a certain amount of RPMs, it's tracking your calorie burn, your heart rate, the whole show. So Brian had got this over the winter time to help him do workouts that were bike related, because, you know, in the mountains in Colorado, you don't get so many months per year to be able to ride your bike. So that was his big investment for his fitness. And you can see right here with the chain rings, this is where you would put your bike directly onto it. Now, I had set my bike up on it. My bike's up here in the corner, but I wasn't a huge fan of the bike trainer. I'm more used to like the spin bike where you can kind of stand up and pedal a lot more easily. And it just took me a lot to get used to the bike trainer. I wasn't really loving it. So I decided I would do my own investment in my own fitness with purchasing my own spin bike. This is a Kaiser M3i. That is a spin bike that's been around for a long time, but this version has Bluetooth as well. Instead of a belt-driven flywheel, you can see the flywheel in the back here, it's actually magnetic. So I'm going to zoom in here on the magnetic section of that's how the resistance is calibrated on the bike, is through, you've got a little lever here to sort of adjust your gears up and down, but ultimately there's really low maintenance because you don't have to worry about a belt constantly. But boy, is this awesome. You can sit and pedal. The same thing with the Bluetooth capability. You can run it with different apps. You can track your heart rate. It came with a heart rate monitor, and you can use it as a bike, and you can even modify it to use it as almost like an alternative elliptical. You can stand on the bike pedals and pedal away. You can hold on to the handlebars and just stand and pedal, and it's almost like an elliptical. So very, very low impact, but really possible to get lots and lots of cardio. Of course, you know, today we got perfect weather. You can see outside. It's, you know, you don't have to be doing indoor workouts now, but, you know, for, say at least 6 months out of the year, you want an indoor option. And this is a lifetime piece. You know, my parents have Kaiser bikes. They've had them for 10 years.
Very low maintenance, very well constructed, and definitely top of the line for spin bikes. So very happy with that investment. I'm glad that I spent a paycheck on that. You can see you've got bike pedals you can clip in to your bike pedals with special spin shoes, and that makes your pedal stroke more efficient. But overall, I've just been very happy with the spin bike, and that kind of sums up our cardio area. So I've got here, yoga mat that you can use for a lot of different things, right? You can do for stretching. You can just use sit-ups and push-ups and that kind of thing. But my next thing I'm going to show you here is our chin-up bar. This is a pipe clamp. We've been using a lot of those in our building construction, and so Brian was able to get it up here in the doorway. But the one thing you want to do when you are using a pipe is you want to secure the end of it. You don't want the pipe spinning when you're using it. You don't want the pipe spinning, or else your grip is going to be way off. You want to be able to hold onto that grip without it turning on you, so you can have your best pull-up. So that is probably something I would definitely recommend if someone's going to do a chin-up bar. And I really like the smaller, it's the smaller diameter pipe. For me, I've got small hands, so it's definitely easier to grip using a smaller diameter pipe. My next project is, how do I get more weight in using strength training? We only have a few dumbbells. I've got a set of 15s, but part of our building materials I've found is that we've got these steel plates that we haven't used yet. They're going to be used for part of our timber frame project, but I wanted to be able to incorporate those into strength training. So I thought a really creative idea was I could throw these into a backpack, and I could, get as much weight as I wanted in that backpack. And it turns out these plates weigh about 9.5 pounds a piece. And so when I stacked in, let's see, I think I've got 8 plates in the backpack. That's about 75 pounds, a little bit more in this backpack. And so that's really good for being able to do lower body strength training without the squat bar. So it does throw off your center of gravity a little bit. You can see on the bottom part here, it's kind of lower towards your back. So you're definitely wanting to watch out on your center of gravity, maybe having something to hold on to. You can see I'm standing a little bit forward because this weight is wanting to throw me back. So I'm going to hold on to the stool here to sort of make sure that I've got some stability. And I'm going to attempt a few squats just to kind of show you this is what you can do if you're holding on to your weight. So I'm leaning way forward here, but another way to sort of get some squats done with a little bit of security is you can throw a little chair behind you, and that can keep you from falling backwards. So by having something to hold on to, you're going to help with that center of gravity issue. But overall, I felt like it was a really great out-of-the-box solution to lifting heavy weights. And to rack and re-rack, you definitely want this stool, because 75 pounds is not something you can just throw around on and off of your arms. So that is my solution for squatting and for lunging and for really anything lower body related. So having that weight on your back is sort of a convenient way to do something without having a squat rack, because without a squat rack, how are you supposed to get those weights up on your shoulders? So the one thing I wanted to try to do and see me trying to get it down now, I put a couple of belts around this bag because I wanted to find a solution for deadlifting. And with deadlifting, you're doing, you're bending forward and you're trying to lift that weight close to your body. But you need the right grips. And for me, I'm wanting to have something that's easier to hold on to than a couple of leather belts. So I'm thinking of a couple of ideas. I actually have an idea of where I might take a stack of these steel plates and I might wrap them in duct tape, and I might try to configure my own deadlifting package, if you will, with using the steel plates. So as you can see here, I've got the 2 belts. I'm trying to approximate a deadlift, but the way that you're holding on to it, it's just like, it's not great. The backpack is huge. It kind of gets in the way in between your legs. So I'm looking for a smaller package. I definitely want something a little bit smaller that takes up less room in between your legs and something more comfortable than a couple of leather belts for handles. That's like a little bit annoying. So I'm having trouble here maneuvering and having the best grip to do like a deadlift. I'm getting a little bit of, it kind of works, but I think there could be something better. So what I'm going to try to do next is come up with a solution for deadlifting and a little bit more compact package. So let's see what I can do. So what I got here, I'm stacking up my steel plates. I put them on a towel because I know once they're stacked, they're really, really hard to move. So I'm moving them from the backpack that I was using. And I think I'm going to do 8 plates. 8 plates is about, no, actually I'm doing 7 plates. So it's about 67 pounds or so. So next strategy is duct tape because, duct tape works for everything, holding everything together. And just wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Trying to wrap longitudinally and wrap around just to kind of get everything pretty snug in there. And then the next step is to fashion some handles. And these are going to be made out of duct tape as well. So more duct tape. I'm using up the entire roll, folks. So it's kind of a cheap alternative to use duct tape. But here we go. We've kind of got, it's not pretty, but we've definitely got something pretty functional. Duct tape's pretty strong. I'm just going to keep it so I can lift up and down. And, voila. We've got here 7 steel plates, 67 pounds, 2 handles so I can lift up and down. And I'm going to be able to use that for doing rows and use that for doing deadlifting with this pipe here. So the pipe will go through the loops and I'll be able to lift from that. There's our moment of truth. Does it hold? Yes, duct tape holds. So being very careful not to get my feet underneath those steel plates just in case. But let me demonstrate here. I'm trying to, it's going to have to be a sumo deadlift with wide legs here. But straight up and down. And I think there's potential. You guys might have some suggestions, some modifications of how I could make this stronger. But for now, hey, this is what I had for materials, duct tape and steel plates. And look what we got, able to deadlift. That's about, with the pipe, that's about 8.5 pounds. I know we're close to 75 pounds here with the whole deadlift. It's only about half of what I can normally deadlift. So, but it's definitely a start. And maybe we can work our way up from there. But definitely having fun playing with my new deadlift bar. The other thing that you could do with this is doing rows. So barbell rows is another option. Let me demonstrate that one. So it's working pretty good. I'm just going to have to keep my eye on the tape for reinforcements as it kind of weakens. So the other thing I was going to show you guys is one thing that you need that's pretty easy if you don't have a bench is like a little square ottoman. This has been working really well for me for doing a lot of things where it require a bench, but you don't quite have. So if you have, some people are using chairs and they're using towels on top of them, but you can also use a little ottoman if you want to do that. So you can do dips or you can do another exercise like this. This one's called hip thrusts, and I'm just demonstrating, when you don't have a full bench, you kind of have to just put your upper body on the back of the ottoman, and then you can do your glute thrusts with a weighted barbell on your lap. And to really round it out, making it a full body workout, we don't want to forget our pull-ups and our leg raises. So another way to hit the core is to do leg raises while hanging from the chin-up bar, but I tend to prefer to do it in a chin-up position. For some reason, it's a little bit less strain for me, so I just kind of start at the top and then do leg raises from here. So I'm a little bit sore because I did a bunch of these yesterday, but another way to target your core is working on push-ups. So push-ups are always great for you, back, shoulder, core, chest workout, and also doing some leg raises on the mat as well. I think the last thing you can add to make a well-rounded full-body strength training routine is working with some dumbbells. If you've got a pair that matches well with your arms, your shoulders, you can do some side raises. You can do some front raises, you can do some shoulder presses, you can do dumbbell, or you can do bicep curls, tricep extensions. So there's definitely a lot of versatility when you have dumbbells. I probably would recommend having a lighter set and then a lot heavier set so you can do more with like back and chest But right now we just have the 15s and it's good enough. It's definitely better than trying to purchase these silly adjustable dumbbells for $700 on eBay. So anyways, guys, that's sort of the update from our pain cave. Hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to hear any other suggestions that you guys have.
So definitely, as you can see, you can get really creative with some of the materials you have at home, especially if you're home building. You have a lot of tools and materials at your disposal. And, I think with the weights, one of the benefits is because they're very heavy and compact, you reduce your risk of injury because you're not having to maneuver through a lot of space. You can keep weight close to your body. You can, some people are thinking maybe you could just go outside and roll some logs for fitness. Well, maybe that is a fitness workout. And I think a lot of the CrossFit style workouts you're trying to use large sized objects and move your body through space and mass and all that kind of physics to build muscle. But I still prefer, using compact weights that are really, really heavy and moving them close around my body and not having to run up and down hills, even though I do some of that as well. So I definitely think some of the out of the box ideas that we've come up with was the chin-up bar for sure, being able to establish that. Chin-ups and pull-ups are a full body workout, especially upper body workout. You can incorporate the core if you're going to do those leg lifts, but upper shoulders, back, core, it's definitely a really great workout. Moving your body weight through space, that's great. And then with the steel plates, now that was something just like a recent discovery. I wasn't really sure if what we had for materials, and I was thinking it's got to be really, really heavy and really, really small. And those plates, they're also a little bit adjustable because you can kind of pull some out, put some back in. So by stacking up the backpack full, you can get 75 pounds or more in one backpack. Or you can pull a few out and incorporate it in other things like the deadlift bar. So I think with just a pair of 15-pound dumbbells, the steel plates, and then the pipes, that's kind of the basics, the bare bones of what we've been able to do in our home gym here. So anyways, guys, I thought you'd kind of appreciate some of the ideas we've come up with so far to kind of make fitness happen on the home front. We definitely have the big wide outdoors right now at our disposal, and I've definitely been taking advantage of that. I take Vigo out every morning on the trails, up and down elevation, about a mile, sometimes more if I got more time. But so I start off the day with that, come in here, do some weights, and then get on the fitness bike and get that heart rate up. So hope you guys are staying fit, hope you're staying healthy, and thinking about ways that you can get some exercise while being stuck at home. It's definitely a challenge right now. So I'd love to hear your ideas of what, things that you're doing to stay fit. But if you have any suggestions for modifications on the deadlift idea, that was kind of a spur of the moment thing this morning. I was thinking about it this week. I'm like, I could probably build that out, but I think it definitely could use some modifications. I like the idea of using that bar on the pipe as a handle, but I think I could do something else. So it's the deadlifting, the squatting, and we need a solution for bench press. We also need a bench, but right now the Ottoman's our friend, and still kind of thinking about some more ideas of how we can keep our strength training routine going until our rec center opens back up. But thought you guys would appreciate some of those ideas and how we've used some of our materials around the house and in the basement to construct our own home gym. So take care, guys. We're going to update you on more house stuff this weekend. Brian's back to work 5 days a week this week, so we haven't really had a chance to film much for house improvement things, but this weekend's going to be packed. It's going to be busy, and we will keep you posted on it. Okay? Thanks, and see you next time. Bye-bye.